Hi, and welcome to our 28th episode. And my name is Sufyan Said, and I'm in conversation with the Dean and Director of Six Cricket Academy, Mr. Karthik Jeshwanth. Welcome, sir.
Thank you.
We've been thankful to all our parents and our viewers for their wonderful support in this episode. I've been interacting with a lot of senior players from the academy, and they have reached out to me with few questions. One among them is, how should a player direct himself when there are too many thoughts running in his head during a game?
Yeah, I will address this question a little later, Sufi. It is all the, like you said, 28th episode. We have been addressing the sports parents with whatever questions they come up with, and more or less, I think we have answered most of their issues. So you still have any questions? You can please forward it. So in future, it will be one question which I'll be talking to the parents, and one to a cricketer who
From a player point
from
of
a
view,
player point of view. So the question, if you can repeat, please.
how should a player direct himself when there are too many thoughts running in his head during a game?
Yeah, it's a question which is confronted by most sports people because, like sports, if you have to excel in the sport, you have to be physiologically good, psychologically good, tactically good, and technically good. So this is a question, relating to the psychology bit of it, which I think across the country in all sports, Indian sportsmen are lacking that psychological bit. Whatever is there, which is natural, it is not taught, or it's not a science which has been followed by the sports people of our country compared to the Western countries who are very strong with the psychological aspect of the game. Now, coming to this question of so many thoughts disturbing, there are many ways which each athlete deals with. Uh, so some of the athletes whom I've come across, whom I've coached, is I stick to this 3R theories. The first R is recognize, regroup, and relevant. So now, when these thoughts come across to you, when I've also played the sport, in many a case we see that it is the batsman does not really get out for a good ball of the bowler's cleverness or bowler's tactics or ability. It is the batsman himself gets himself out because of all these thoughts which he is having, and that is the question about. Now, how do you negate this or come on trumps and stick to your job? Now, first thing is recognizing it. So like this cricketer has addressed it correctly, that he does get so many thoughts, which applies to most sports people. It's not just in cricket. So they all get that unwanted thoughts. So what could be the unwanted thoughts? Say like selection. Will I be picked for the next match, next season? Will I get a contract? Will I be able to win this match? Have I practiced enough? All these unwanted thoughts come into while you're playing. So now the first duty of yours is to recognize that these are the thoughts. Now then regroup it. The next step is to regroup it. Now, what is relevant to the job on hand? And then go to the next step of what is relevant. So just that relevant thoughts, you stick to that. So again, it boils down to the ball which is being you're facing, or the ball which you're going to bowl as a bowler. So that is the job on your hand. Now the match, if you do your job correctly for that ball, you will win the match. If you win the match, your performance will be good, your selections will take its own place, and it will happen. Versus if you start thinking otherwise, so all these thoughts will come, and also a lot of personal life issues will come. So these are all the things which you got to get into this 3R technique and then sort that out. There's another way of focusing. Is about the concentration moves in squares. I always say that broad external, narrow external, broad internal, and narrow internal. So if you start, that is another way of approaching to address this problem. So you got the job in hand. It's going to be very lengthy for me to explain, but I'm sure I'm going to talk to the player, and so that is another way of focusing. So we are talking about fierce focus, which is required while you're playing the ball or delivering the ball or making a first serve in your tennis or receiving a serve in tennis or in shuttle badminton or in any sport as such, So these are a few things which methods which an athlete can follow, but it is a extremely important thing. However good tactically you are, however good technically you are, however strong you are physically, it can all boil down by, if you get this wrong. So that is how, I think I've answered this.
One thing what I can take from this, it's just not only for cricket, it reaches out to a lot of sports, and a lot of athletes can take this 3RR method and take it forward. Thank you, sir. So from a parent point of view, I've received a question: how can coaches and mentors facilitate the recovery process of for athletes who have experienced failure?
Yeah, facilitate recovery and failure. Yeah, so there are two things about it. What, as I call them, as significant others, that is the sports person's friends, the parents, the grandparents, the coaches, the mentors, or anyone, all any well wishers. Now we are all outsiders. We cannot cross the line because the athlete himself has to go and deliver. Now, what we as mentors and whatever is mentioned there as parents can do is that we have a limited role. So that could be probably motivating the athlete. We can never put that athlete down. So now this is more relevant with passion and motivation is what I feel. It's easy to motivate a player who is intrinsically motivated versus extrinsically motivated, like I just told about selections, contracts, climbing the ladder, all that, versus somebody who's intrinsically motivated, loves to go and bowl, loves to bowl out swinger, loves to bowl in swinger, loves to turn the ball, loves to feel the nice sound of the ball hitting the bat. So these are all intrinsic motivations. So the significant others, if we can drive him towards, just love the game, be passionate about your job on hand, and that becomes easier. These kind of athletes will find it easier to come out of failures than the athletes who are only looking at the end goal. About, will I be selected, will I not be selected, which club do I play, will the selection process becomes easy. If these thoughts come into the mind, it's very difficult for anyone, the significant others, to deal with this problem. So intrinsically motivated athlete will very easily come out of this, and we as outsiders, the coaches, the parents, and the mentors, we need to try and help the athlete to be intrinsically motivated, love the game, love what you do. And if these things are covered, that athlete will surely come good. And the only thing what we should not be doing in this situation when the athlete is going through the process of coming back is take him back,
Flashback.
take him flashback and say that, comparing with others, or you see, your performance is not good enough. If you don't play, I'm not going to send you for the sport. See the time I'm wasting on you. See the amount of money I'm putting on your this one, and you're not getting any.
Basically, not making him feel burdened.
Yes, you're only adding to his stress. So that is not a good situation to be at all. Instead, keep motivating him, keep encouraging him, keep helping him out. If he has any problem, spend some time with him, whether it is parents, grandparents, coaches, or mentors, getting into his shoes, So that is probably what is required for these athletes to get out of what they're going through.
Thank you. Uh, what I can take out from this is, to all the parents and our viewers, you can make a difference through a child, provided you stay with them and make them feel loved. Thank you so much, and hope to see you guys on the first of every month. Thank you.